I see.
And that's why I brought it up.
I see.
Like what you said, I can use as a pitch, as a prime example through figures of how much time you get as a pro.
5 minutes.
Or someone to win. 5 minutes in an 8-hour event, good lord.
Yeah.
That's what I'll just dance at home. I'll just train. I'll just train.
That's what my crewmate Ivan says.
Right.
He doesn't like battling. He just says, I just jam. I like jamming. I can dance 5 minutes in 1 round.
Right. Now imagine you're a solo dancer and you don't have a group to dance with.
Oh yeah.
Groups of people to dance with. See, at least when we were younger, we had crews, and then with our crews, we kind of implemented this idea of like emulating battles between each other.
Yeah.
But it was still different from
an actual public battle that has stakes.
With
and you have your crew name on the line and prize money and fame and glory. Yeah.
So bro, like you're just mind blowing to me.
Thank you.
It's sick.
I'm surprised that other people haven't talked about this. For me, like as a gamer, I feel like this is common knowledge.
Right.
Like when you're thinking about competition, this is what you think about. You think about good players, but you also need them to have experience playing at the comp too.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can take, like that's so normal when you're rostering a team. You could take the talented player who's never had competitive experience, but he has no competitive experience. What if he's great in practice, and then you commit to him for 3-4 months or a season, or like for one split of the year, and he shits the bed on tournament day, right? Like that's such a normal thing to think about. How like. I guess like I'm not trying to throw shade. I'm just surprised that this is a surprising talk. In sports, it's so normal.
Right.
Like how someone not performing on game day, that's not a new idea. Yeah.
Right. Exactly. And I'm not surprised, but that's why I keep quiet. Because it's like I've been banging. You know when I conceptualize burn circuit, bro, and that's not to like say like, oh, you're fucking holier than thou kind of guy. Yeah. Since 2010, bro.
Wow.
Because I went to freestyle session in 2005, and I felt sorry for all of these really dope dancers in Japan. In a prelim, like, fuck, this guy's ripping. He's doing like hectic skills. He's on beat. He's fresh. Got styles. Got character. She's amazing. There's not even blips on the map.
Wow.
They're not even, because like your top tiers are so famous. I'm not down with that, man. Like I'm here to dance with other people.
Yeah.
You know. The win for me is that I get to battle someone on a higher level, or I get to battle someone on my level, like and have a
good exchange. Oh yeah, that's hard to get proper exchanges. Don't even get me started on that. It's hard. Yeah.
Man, I almost feel like you need to come here for a second recording, bro, because you know what? It's like this is an internal thing in my head, and I don't get to have these kind of conversations with other people outside my circle.
I see.
And even within our circle.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Dan is cool. You had Dan is cool in your podcast. He thinks about this all the time.
Yeah, no, we spoke about some of these things.
He's got fighting game community, FGC. It's way more similar to dance because it's one-on-one.
Yes.
Right, like Tekken, Street Fighter, all that sort of stuff.
Right. Those are the games I play.
I see. Yeah, so that tournament bracket is so much more similar to dance one-on-one dance battles.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you brought this up because it was crossing my mind.
Yeah, and that's an esport. When I said if you played an esport game, that's definitely an esport.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's just because I haven't mained any character in any of these three that I'm playing. Guilty Gear, Strive, Street Fighter 5.
I see.
Or thing like I'm still like just casually playing.
I see. Yeah.
But what I noticed, because I watch it more than I play it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is what is amazing about the FGC is a lot of their tournament lineups is like a traditional tournament tree, and then all the winners typically go to the finals, but the losers have a loser bracket, and then they battle each other.
That's right.
And then the winner of the loser finals.
That's right. Just in case the winner versus the second best person in the first round.
Is that the reason why?
Yes, because what if you're the second best player, but you're seeded against the best player, and now you're zero money, but in reality you're the second best player, and no one will know that unless there's a losers bracket. Yeah, that's normal in gaming too. Just doesn't exist in dancing. So I think some tournaments I think I saw one Singapore battle in locking Singapore battle do it, but I don't look at international scenes. But in Australia, at least, you don't ever see losers brackets. Yeah.
I might require your maths expertise here because I'm bad with algebra, right? So let's say, because in general, from memory, like the recent CEO, right, just in one game, Yeah.
Yep.
The entire tournament took about 2-3 hours. Yeah.
Yep.
And then in that 2-3 hours, you had the winners bracket and the losers bracket, and then the grand final. Yeah. The final finals, right? I think they have to. I think the rules in general, sometimes with variance on it, it's like you have to win 3 games. First to 3 games.
Yeah.
3 wins. Yeah. And there's 2 rounds. Sometimes up to a minute in each.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was about 3 hours. Let's just say.
Yeah.
So if we had a dance event, right? If we had a dance event, because one of the worst things with dance events is anything beyond 3 hours starts to become a chore.
Yeah.
And you're like exhausted. Like sometimes you need to run it that long because that's what it's worth.
Yes.
In terms of what people pay and for you to at least break even.
Yeah.
Right. This is our struggle. So I don't know why it's taken this long to like internally change the system. Yeah.
I see.
How long do you think it would take, or up to what bracket should we have it starting from? Yeah, don't worry about prelims. Let's just say top 32, top 16. What would you need it to be to give them the right amount that you think? Like
I think
2
16.
rounds, top 16.
Yeah, 16. Yeah, 32 max.
32 max.
Yeah, per like popping and breaking. At least in Sydney, where popping and breaking is bigger. But no other scene can do top 32. It should be top 16.
Right. So if you were an organizer then, and then it was like the top 32,
Yeah.
right? That's pushing it now, right?
Yeah.
Like top 32 is the main event. So
Yes.
all the preliminary events where your prelims will happen.
Yeah.
What's your take on how that should be run?
Yeah, fuck. Okay, this is where my... Yeah, just gonna say now that this is where my expertise doesn't go because I'm not an event organizer.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's hard for me to like put times to it and create an event that's human friendly. But I can think of ways to make things skill friendly, like respect skill, as a person that values skill. But in terms of an audience member or as a dancer that's to wait a million hours, I don't think about that. Just the skill expression.
That's all right.
Because I'm a gamer.
That's
I'm a gamer.
an event coordinator's job,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. But for skill expression, what can you do for prelims? I think it's really hard. But for one, you need the same judge the whole way, the same judges the whole way. For example, when you have 3 different judges, like in our funk station, for 3 different lines, and you take the top ones, it's so flawed. Each judge values something different. You need to have you need to minimize the amount of things that can go other ways. Like what if, Kiki values a dancer and was like, oh, this is the dancer in my line, and then you watch a dancer, you're like, oh, that person definitely doesn't make past prelim.
Right.
And then that variance is just so unfair for actually caring about skill.
Exactly.
Right? Because then if you judge together, then you'd be then you probably average your scores out and then maybe put it through, maybe not.
Yes.
But that's what's fair. Everyone gets the same treatment. So it has to be the same judge the whole way through. Same judges. So it's fairly treated.
Yeah. So
again, timing is an issue though.
Would you ever do a 1 judge, or there must be a 3?
No, so I've done this once. I talked about this with Jun because Jun organized this. Jun actually organized a battle based on, I don't know if it's my idea, but I talked about this with him and he organized a battle that's based on a same thing, rationing battle time for people. So it was called Ignition. And I think that was a really sweet spot that we struck. It's the same as Funk Station where there's 1 judge for 1 group each. But it's a double round preliminary. So firstly, let's say it's top 16 and 100 dancers enter. Each line out of the 3 will probably take you guys will take the top 10 dancers in each of your lines. And then there'll be a top 30, 10 of you each. And then you take all the 3 judges come together to judge that top 30. And then the top 16 make it into the actual top 16. So that way you weed out, you get through majority of the dancers, and you eliminate variance. It's going to be really almost impossible for the top 10 dancers to be in 1 line and in 1 judge thing. It's just statistically really low. Yes. I'm sure we can get an actual risk statistics person to do that. Yeah. But that's probably within 95% confidence, right? That you'll most likely get the top 16 people in that way. A double rounded prelim. First one, you take the top randomized dancers in Funk Station, and you get top 10 of each or top 12 of each, whichever one is mathematically the best. Someone can crunch the numbers. It should be pretty easy. Then you take the top 16 out of all 3. And I think that would be the best way to do it. In terms of time and execution. Yeah, double rounded. That's just for prelim bracket.
Yeah.
But that doesn't really like tackle the issue of like the battle time thing.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
alright.
yeah, but for skill expression, yeah.
Yeah, for skill
And then also, to be super more anal with it, you can run a losers bracket with that comp too. Just in case the seeding is off. Like, I think the battle should be seeded as well.
Yes.
Which means the top dancer should versus the worst dancer in terms of like the prelim score. That way, like the finals has the highest likelihood of being the two best dancers. Like the best dancers in this bracket, and then the second best dancers in this bracket, and then like it should come together into the finals.
Right.
Yeah, but that can be hard. But regardless, if there's a losers bracket with the seeding, it's like double proofed, you would get like good skill expression. I think seeding alone is actually mostly enough. You could like randomize the top bracket, the winners bracket, and then do the losers bracket. That'll be good too. I think as long as you have one of those, like seeding or the losers bracket, you'll get like a well-run event where dancers won't be salty.
Yo!